Hello and welcome to another episode of the Jungle Gyms podcast. Today is Tuesday, the 7th of April, and we've got myself, we've got McGinty, and we've got James. Really good to see you all. Welcome to the viewers. I hope you are all doing well. Get your comments coming in. And let's see who we've got. Who do we have? Who do we have in the comments? Do we have any comments yet?
We have P. McLaughlin and
P. McLaughlin.
First
P. McLaughlin in there first. Right, okay. McGinty, that's quite the goblets that you're drinking from. What's your beverage of choice for tonight? And
it is
an impressive looking goblet.
It is, isn't it? It's very fancy. I got walked into the social media advertisement of a company called Chug.
What type of chug?
Like chug a beer, chug. And it's actually got a metal inlay to it, but it's like a proper wooden made big rope handle, Viking-esque tankard as such. I totally got bought into it with social media advertising, and I have no regrets at all. The alcohol that's inside it is a beer, and we're just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to tell you what beer it is.
You're not going to tell us? It's a Bud Light, isn't it?
Not far off it. Let's say it's not far off it.
Right, okay. Yeah, okay. James, mate, how you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Gavin. I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking Coca-Cola because I struggle enough with pronunciations when I'm on Coca-Cola. Just imagine how many different ways I'll pronounce Araujo on beer.
Fair do. Sadly, we're probably not going to be talking much about Araujo because I think him and his understudy AJ are both crocked. But anyway, good to see you, and hopefully more people can join us for the comments. Right, so guys, obviously this weekend we won. We got the 3 points away to Dundee. The first time that we've beat a team from Dundee this season, which is a massive accomplishment for the champions of Scotland. But we did it eventually at the third time of asking. And Hearts obviously dropped points. Rangers won on the Saturday. I think it was a Saturday. But anyway, so we've kind of, if anybody was to lose points, I would have wanted it to be Hearts, to kind of draw them in, the league leaders. So they're still 3 points ahead of us, with, in saying that, a good goal advantage. The Huns, they're only, two points ahead of us? Yeah. So things... Last weekend, last week, whenever we did the podcast, I was very, very pessimistic. James, I think you were a wee bit more optimistic than me. And I was saying how every week the complexion of the league changes, and nobody. I think it got pointed out in Super Scoreboards a couple of nights ago that it seems like every time Rangers, Hearts, and Celtic play all at the weekend, or every match day, at least one of them is going to drop points. I think it's only maybe once or twice that all three teams have managed to get a victory in the same fixture. So anyway, really, really kind of exciting, I guess. I'm a wee bit more optimistic. Now, I guess the main kind of news today is that the split happened. And so we've got Falkirk away. In fact, what is it? Let me just... You think I would have this news. Let me just click on the link here. Here we go. Accept cookies. Right, okay, so we've got Falkirk at home, Hibs away. The Mankey Mob at home, Motherwell away, and on the final day of the season, we've got Celtic at home to Hearts. Who wants to take it away? What was your resounding thoughts? Is it to our advantage? Who wants to talk first, James or Anthony?
I don't think it's to anybody's advantage, be it us, Hearts, or Rangers in that case. It's a tough run of fixtures, whoever you are, really. We all have to play each other. We all have to play, inform Motherwells, give or take. We all have to play Falkirk, who are going to be perceived as the weakest team out of the top six. But they're no mugs either. John McGill's got them playing fairly good football. It's just the order that it gets played in. Now, Rangers fans will happily say that the SPFL are against them and they favoured Celtic by giving us the Hearts game at the end but then twist it to say that actually it favours Hearts and not Celtic, because apparently Celtic will just lie down to Hearts if Celtic get to that stage and we're out of the tournament. But then Celtic fans will turn around and say that Rangers had Falkirk on the last game of the season, which is a gimme of a game, easiest game possible in the last game of the season, where we all know all three teams are probably going to go down to the last game of the season. So you can twist it whatever it kind of suits you. But from my perspective, just on our run of fixtures, I think we've got the two easiest ones first. And I'm actually personally quite happy that we do have Hearts at the end of the season, not because of the title deciding drama for the TV. I don't give a fuck about the TV companies. But I think it actually puts that game at the end, not by design of the SPFL, but for our sake, it actually gives us a fighting chance, because I don't think that we're going to beat Rangers and Hearts at home. I think that's a tall ask. It shouldn't be, but I think it's a tall ask this season. So to have that game at the end, that's the potential title winner. And I think it might favour us, because it gives us a fighting chance leading up to there. As I say, we've got the two easiest games, perceived easiest games at the start of the run. I think we should still be in it going into the second last game. And if we're still in it going into the Hearts game, I think that favours us momentum-wise, and just still be in it. Whereas if we had Hearts and Rangers as the first two games, I think we could be potentially out of the running by the game 4. And the last game becomes a nothing game to us. I think this way we will stay in the run all the way to the end.
Okay. Right, well, we've got Christy in the comments, and we've also got Smell the Glove, who both kind of contend that it's set up for Rangers that the last two games, they've got Hibs at home and then Falkirk away.
No, they don't.
No, do they not? No.
No, Rangers' second last game's Hearts.
Okay. Maybe I've misread it. Set for Rangers last two games, Hibs at home. Okay. Well, let's verify that anyway. Right. Well, James, what's your thoughts on the split and the possibility of it going down to the wire? Can you imagine a winner takes all at Parkhead against Hearts?
I don't think my heart could take it, Gavin. I've got to be honest. I was saying to my son earlier on, if we do it this year, you'll be talking about this season the same way I talk about the 86 season, where we pipped Hearts in the last day of the season, and right. But thank God these seasons come along once every 40 odd years, because honestly, I do not think my heart could take it if it was to go on much longer. Cliches abound, one game at a time. I disagree, Anthony. I think we can beat Rangers and Hearts at Celtic Park. I think that Hearts have got Motherwell in the next game. A cheeky draw for Hearts. Rangers are away to Falkirk on Saturday, which means that which means that we know that their away form isn't the greatest. Their away form is actually technically slightly worse than ours. So there's potential for points drop there. The momentum's shifting week in and week out, as you said, Gavin. After we won the other week, it was Celtic were the favourites. Now Rangers are the favourites. It's shifting week in, week out. I think that the fact that Rangers have got the last game of the season at Falkirk is good for them. But I think that it's going to be winner takes all. I think it potentially could be winner take all at Celtic Park.
Can I just make you aware? I've checked for the run-in for the Huns. So once the split happens, they play Hearts away on the 4th of May.
Is that the first game?
No, the first game post-split is Motherwell at home, Hearts away, Celtic away, Hibs at home, and then Falkirk away. So the last two games are Hibs at Ibrox, Falkirk away.
Okay, I thought it was Hibs. Somebody told me earlier on it was the second. There's the second. That makes it a wee bit different. I think that it only matters what we do. You and I spoke about this the other week, Gavin. 7 wins, so it's actually 8 wins now, and we win a double. Which is
semi-final and the cup final too, of course.
Aye. So, and see if Hearts or Rangers can't win the league this season, when we've had the cataclysm with the board, we've had the injuries that we've had this season, the failure of 2 transfer windows and Wilfred Nancy. See if somebody else can't win the Premier League this year, then you know what? They might as well just get to us in infinitum, because if you can't win it this year, then when is somebody else going to win it?
To be honest, it's very, very accurate. It's kind of like going into a boxing fight and literally tying your hand behind your back and saying, right, try and beat me. And then maybe go in, like, maybe block out one eye as well. You know, we have, like, going back to the start of the season, Brendan Rodgers said it, we're the architects of our own downfall. And 100%. For him to say that at the start of the season, and we're like, right, hold my beer, and then we continued to
make it worse,
to self-sabotage. You know, it's just like, no, we can do worse than what you've just said there. It is incredible. It's impressive how destructive we've been this season. But as you say, if Hearts, you know, they've kind of had kind of the zeitgeist of this kind of this year, and how they've kind of capitalized on the analytics and capitalising on the failure of Celtic, and then Rangers, obviously, they get rid of Russell Martin early doors, and they brought in Danny Rowe, who, for all intents and purposes, he has actually strengthened their team. You know, it's the strongest league challenge in God knows how long. In terms of like 3 teams going for it, I've never known it in my lifetime, at least not since I've been, you know, conscious, you know, as a football fan. But yeah, if they can't win it, despite all the handicaps that Celtic have imposed on ourselves, then when will they win it? McGinty, as I said, probably in our lifetime, we've never known such a title race like this. I think we have spoken on the podcast that we would almost yearn for a more competitive league. We talk about the 80s, whenever we were maybe a wee bit too young to remember. You had a competitive Dundee United, a competitive Hearts to an extent, a competitive Aberdeen. Well, we're now kind of in it. Who knows what the future holds, but for the time being, we are right in the stramash. And no matter how often we lose games and throw away points, we're still in the mix. If we win all of our games, then we've won the league. So speaking about the splits, I would just want to kind of get your optimism rating right now for where we are just now. I'm sure it will change again when we play St Mirren next weekend, but where are you right now on this?
Gavin, that changes literally every freaking weekend. I feel like I come on this podcast and one week I'm telling you that that's it, league's gone, we're fucked. Yeah. It's disappeared. Then literally the next week it's come on guys, 6 games all in, you know, sprint to the end, it's in our hands now. And I think that's going to happen probably another 2 times between now and the end of May. Like James says, you know, the old Hearts aren't going to be able to actually fucking take this much longer at this rate. But optimism-wise, as we stand today, yeah, I'm fairly optimistic. I still struggle to see where we're going to get the performances from it. But as other people have been saying as well, I mean, you said there, you know, was this been barely been a weekend where all 3 teams have actually won the round of fixtures. So was the chances of Celtic going the next 6 games unbeaten is probably more of a chance of that than all 3 teams going unbeaten for the next 6 games. So somebody's going to drop points somewhere. Let's just hope it's no us first. So yeah, I'm fairly optimistic that, you know, where we are just now, ignoring everything else that's happened and all the noise behind us, where we are just now, we can do this. You know, if Martin O'Neill can just for once settle on and be given enough of the players readily available that he can settle on the most reliable options is probably the nicest way to put it. We might get through it. You know, if we can field, you know, Engels, Iheanacho, if we can get 60 minutes out of Forest starting games, perhaps, if we somehow manage to figure out how to get Sriracha on the right side, and play successfully at the same time as KT, maybe that will help the experience and the overall quality at the back. If we can do something that just settles the starting 11 for the majority of these games, I think we will see it through. And I think there are players coming back, as we see Iheanacho and Engels. Wish it was AJ as well, mind you, but there are players coming back where we could see a bit more consistency from ourselves. I think I know Hearts have just got Shankland and Devlin back not too long ago, but I think we're about to get to this similar place where we're getting one or two players just about to come back.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe, even Osmond coming back, if he comes up, after the spot and he gets a bit of an appearance, I'm not saying he's going to be the saviour to the season, but he might just be that extra option off the bench for the last half hour or something. Exactly, to run at tired legs, to give you a wee bit of a spark, something different, to be able to drag the ball in a wee bit better than other people. If Taneki's not on his form, if Yang's a bit off the game, then there's another guy who can play wide and cut in and come forward. That might just give you that extra option, especially when you look at guys like Svankara and Adamu, who I don't think will ever kick a ball for us again now. It might just be enough just to see you over the line a little bit if we can get that extra level of consistency in our play, but also in the reliable players. And I have to keep saying reliable players being able to show up, because not many players in our squad are actually good enough for the level that we really want to be. But the reliable ones, the ones who've been to the well before, your Engels, okay, not a long time, but especially Forrest, if he can be reliable for the next 6 games, playing 60 minutes and doing a bit of a performance, I think something can come out of this.
Brendan Rodgers said that, he never said it this season, he said it maybe last season or the season before, he said, at this time of the league, this is when Celtic comes alive. So, James, I know that we've been peaking and troughing, to and fro between pessimism and optimism, but no matter what fate is thrown at us right now, and the latest one is probably the right back situation, where we thought Araujo's out, but we thought AJ is coming back. Thank fuck for that. But now AJ is out again. He's cropped, playing Canada. So we're setting for Donovan or Ralston. But no matter what fate throws at us, we're still in the mix. So, as I said, at this time of the season, apparently Celtic come alive. We're the only team who really knows how to do it. Hearts have never done it. Dent McInnes has never done it. Danny Rowe is younger than all three of us. He's still a young manager with a squad who doesn't know what it's like to win a league in front of fans. Dare I say it, are the stars aligning, or is it just another weekend when I'm a wee bit happy because we've won and Hearts have dropped points? Where are you right now with this?
Could it be all three things there? Yes. So we know I've obviously been a bit more optimistic than most all the way through. I could see a route through for us winning to getting it. The thing that I see is right now, from now to the end of the season, it isn't about performances. It's about the 6 square inches in your head that that's what you play. That's what you're playing on now. It's that real estate that's in between your ears, and so thank goodness, because our actual performances this season has been done, but we have dug results out and dug results out and dug results out. I think the Stars. I try and find a bit of wood. I think the Stars have aligned. I don't think that. I think that Rangers have got a positive split, but I think we have got the best split we could get. See, if we were to have Stephen said it last week, kudos to him. He suggested Hearts' last game of the season on here. I think if we could have handpicked it, we would have. This is kind of what we would have handpicked, because it means that if we're getting into the last game of the season against Hearts at Celtic Park, where they've only got like 600 fans in, and it's a winner take all basically, then 8 weeks ago, would you have taken that?
Yeah, I think you would. I think you would. I think if it all comes down to the final game of the season, winner takes it all at Parkhead, you'd bite your hand off for it. I just think that the occasion, well, we wouldn't allow we wouldn't allow the squad to be phased. We would urge them over the line. We would be that 12th man, regardless of who's in the stadium. And we'll get to that about the Green Brigade later on. I think that you would take that. That game takes care of itself. I also think that the Glasgow Derby takes care of itself. So I guess what I'm worried about is it's the games that you're almost looking beyond. Well, like the Dundee United game, 2 weeks ago, or however, what was it, 3 weeks ago? I don't know. We never maybe anticipated that until we saw the surface. And the Hibs game at Parkhead, never really anticipated a defeat for that, but it happened. But we've got St Mirren that we need to face this weekend. We've also got Falkirk at Parkhead that's a 5:30 kickoff on the 25th of April. So, and then Hibs away, of course, on the 3rd of May. So the Rangers game, the Hearts game, they take care of itself. And obviously Motherwell away, that'll be another tough game. But yeah, I'm feeling more optimistic, and people are just saying every game is a cup final. Can we forget about the fact that we've not been able to put a string of results together?
One game at a time.
Yeah, one game at a time. If things were that simple. But and another really good comment that Woodsy put in. So the Huns don't play before us from now and at the end of the season. So the next 3 games we are first. Then the final 3 games are at the same time. So that's another psychological advantage for us, because Rangers have been accused of lacking bottle. And if we pick up points and they have to play after us, do they have the cojones to seal the victory? So that's another thing in our favour.
They're away at Falkirk on Sunday, and we know the stats in their away form. It's no the greatest. It's no better than ours. Their away form is no better than ours. They're away to Falkirk on Sunday. We play on Saturday. We go above them on Saturday if we beat St Mirren, and then they've got to play Falkirk. It's. I think that the games Hearts and the Derby takes care of itself. You're 100% right, but looking at it from the other side, who are Hibs going to rather win the league, Hearts or us?
Yeah.
Right. Who are Hibs going to rather win the league, Hearts or us? So, and Hearts have got to go to time. Sorry, Hearts have got to go to Easter Road. I think that if we were to have handpicked the games in the last 5, it's a crank point if you smell the glove. Yeah, Hibs could, they've got a massive part to play in this. And I'm not saying Hibs love us, they don't. But they can't win it. And who do you think they would rather win it? It's no going to be Hearts. It's not going to be Hearts or Rangers. Yeah. I'm not saying they'll lie down to us. I'm not suggesting that.
I think the better way to perceive that is who do Hibs not want to win it, and that is obviously going to be Hearts, because as you say, they didn't like us. They spend most of their time trying to distance themselves from 100%. The obvious connection that there is between the two clubs' history. But given the choice of the 3 of us, then Hearts is one they don't want to win most. Yes. And then if they had to flip a coin between Celtic and Rangers, I think they would favour us ever so slightly.
The
best of the worst sort of thing.
Aye, they don't. There's no part of me saying that they like us, and there's no part of me saying that they'll lie down to us, and or anything. I don't think they will. But what I'm saying is, they would rather.
They might try a wee bit harder against Hearts. Yeah,
100%, 100%.
I think I was listening to another Celtic podcast today. The one that Tino does, and one of the guys on it, he said that he works in Edinburgh, and he was talking to his colleagues who are Hibs fans, and he was saying that Hibs have been looking forward to the game that they've got at Easter Road against Hearts. They're looking forward to that more than any other game in their recent history. apart from maybe the cup final against the Huns, the Scottish Cup final when they beat them, when Andy Stokes scored. And as you said, like the Hibs fans, they will never live that down. If they see Hearts, their city rivals winning the league, they will never ever live that down. So that's another kind of motivation in our favour. I guess we can kind of pause that right now and actually talk about the game at the weekend. Now, I'm at that stage right now where I don't really care about performances, especially because it happened at the weekend. We're now and kind of having this feeling of optimism. So it was 2-1 on the day. 1-0, early doors, 8 minutes in, Yang. Great to see an early goal. However, the longer the first half wore on, where we did create chances, I felt, look, we need to put the game to bed early on because we are so guilty of being like a team who indulge in a game of two halves. And in the second half, Dundee came far more into the game, and they eventually got the other goal through a penalty in the 57th minute. And it took until the 82nd minute for Celtic to get the winner, Ian Atcho. So there was a fair amount of talking points. I want to kind of start off with the man who we pin a lot of our hopes on, the number 9 position, Tic Talk. He missed 2 gilt-edged opportunities, 2 one-on-ones with the keeper. He should have put them away. For the second one, he took a very, very hefty touch. For the first one, he hit the post when he dinked it over the keeper. But that's his bread and butter with a centre-forward, who I think at one point he might have cost $7 million for his parent company.
Club, is this a Rangers thing? Company.
Sorry. We really depend on our centre forward to be scoring the goals here, and this guy, I don't know for what to call him a liability, but he doesn't inspire anybody with any confidence, and I think he might have been depressed at the end of the game. I think Martin O'Neill might have said something about how he's really gutted that he's not been scoring, and we need players to be playing with confidence. Tic Talk almost derailed our season. That was a cup final in itself at the weekend. McGinty, what was your thoughts on Tic Talk's performance, and how important was it with Ian Atcho coming on? And although Ian Atcho cannot play in 90 minutes, the time he did have, he was effective. Does that fill you with fear as well about you need Tic Talk because he's the fitter of the two strikers, but you want Ian Atcho to come on because he's the more skillful of the two players? It's a horrible conundrum we have.
That's kind of what I was meaning with the whole reliability of the players. If we've got Ian Atcho able to play the majority of the games and the majority of the minutes in those games, then you have to go with Ian Atcho, because as much as he's not, lit the heather on fire, he's been injured quite a lot. He is the best striker we've got on our books right now. Love it or hate it sort of thing. Tic Talk is, I think he's got the right attitude. I think he's got the right mentality, but he clearly doesn't have the ability. As you said, he might have cost Gladbach $7 million at some point a few years ago. Was it Sparta Prague he came from as well before he went to Gladbach? And fair enough to him, he was one of these hyped up potentials about 4 years ago. But like most of the signings we made in the January, they were all hyped up potential 3-4 years ago, and they've all failed at the respective parents' clubs. And they're at Celtic not because Celtic are unearthing gems and looking to grab a deal. They're at Celtic because they've got nowhere else to go, and we're a basket case of a club when it comes to recruitment. Nobody wants to deal with us. No players really want to come to us, and this is what we're left with: is Tic Talk coming here, who, for all the fist pumping and chest pumping that he can do, and I like his attitude at times, he's just not good enough, put bluntly. I think the rumours are that he's going to be £7 million to make the deal permanent if we wanted to, which I think Gladbach were happy to basically look at it as money back. Let's get on with it. But at this point in time, I wouldn't even take him on a freebie. I think he's a liability of a striker.
Yeah.
He's a man down. You can see that there's a player was in there. Maybe we'll find his place again, but I don't see a player that's actually, title-winning Champions League playing level, which is what we need. He might find his place in the English Championship, perhaps. He might find his place in the Polish League, maybe, but he's not going to find his place playing for Celtic in the Champions League. He's just not got it, and Celtic don't have the time to be persistent with a guy like this. And again, that's what I mean by the reliability side of it. We need somebody who's going to at least put.
I'm still here.
Okay, we need somebody who's going to put in at least a 6 out of 10 every game, so we know we're at least getting a positive performance of some kind, rather than relying on guys like Schwankara who might put in a 3 out of 10, but one of the 6 games he might put an 8 out of 10 in and score a goal. We need them to be reasonably good for most of the games. And I think that's why you look at Ian Atchell for that striker, that number 9 position. And it's not to say that he's going to be a saviour, but he's the better of a poor bunch up front right now.
James, I don't mean to kind of go off on a tangent about the centre forward, but I guess it was just my overwhelming disappointment, my overwhelming takeaway from the game in terms of a negative point, that we've got games to win, we've got a title to win, and we're pinning our hopes on Javan Chara. However, the game itself, so I take it you watched that, or if you didn't watch it, at least lie and tell me that you did. What was your overall takeaways for the game? There was obviously like a few people who were left out. Hatate never started. Taneki never started. But we got there in the end. And that's the most important thing. We brought on people in the centre, the second half, like James Forrest and Luke McCowan. Oxley Chamberlain, he got a start as well. Cal McGregor back in from injury. We got there in the end, and that's what matters. The performance, yeah, it's not the best. What was your overall takeaway from the game, mate?
I did watch the game. The funny thing is, my next door neighbour's got a stream, and I'm always about 30 seconds ahead of him, so he actually knows when we've scored 30 seconds before the goal goes in, because his stream is always about 30 seconds behind mine. So yeah, I watched the game. First half, I thought we played relatively okay. I don't think we weren't amazing, but we knocked the ball about. I think Chinchara caused some mayhem at points in the game. I don't think. See, when I say this, there's nuance there. I don't think he's good enough when I say this, right? But he caused some mayhem. Some of his touches outside the box and holding up play and bringing it in were okay. I thought McLean gave an absolute masterclass because he was fouled about 9 or 10 times and we were given nothing. He done really well for the first goal. I think that I don't think he's a 9. I don't think he's a 9. I don't know what his position is, but I don't think he's a 9. He's not going to score you 30 goals a season, ever. So he's not good enough to be playing number 9 for Celtic, because we need a centre forward that's got. I mean, we were having aneurysms last year about Adam Ida, and Adam Ida scored 20 goals last season.
Still wouldn't take him back.
I was saying during the game, I would take Daryl Murphy over Schwanchara.
See, can you imagine? And you know, if my granny had blah blah blah, right? Can you imagine Giacomakis in this team? Can you imagine Giacomakis in this team? That would have been. Giacomakis would have terrifying. He'd have been absolutely terrifying in this team. But and this team isn't good enough. So Taneki get a rest, Hatate get a rest. So the way I see it, Gavin, is I look at it as the players get a rest, because we've got 8 games left. We need to win all 8 of them, and maybe no, we don't need to, but I would like us to win all 8 of them. So I think it's good Hatate get a rest. I think Hatate will probably start against St Mirren. I think Taneki might not. I think Maeda looked quite sharp in the first half. I think the second half, I don't know, you know, Dundee came into it, and see when it's 1-0, and it was a penalty, right? But you're only a VAR decision away conceding an equaliser. And that's happened to us. How many times has that happened to us? And then that team gets a lift, and we start, because we're not as mentally strong as we've been for the past 10 years. So the team gets rattled a little bit, and then there's that bit of indecision. How many times this season have we lost 2 goals within 5 or 10 minutes? But we dug in, and we got the result. It was a good goal for Iniacho. It was a good goal. I thought it was.
Can I ask you one other thing? I noticed right away that the pitch looked very, very good.
Yeah.
And I guess I never kind of brought it up in the group chat during the game, but we played both Scales and Trusty at centre back. Now, previously we looked to have been playing Arthur, who is a right-footed centre back. I don't know if it was because it was an away game, or I don't know if it was because Martin O'Neill just said, look, Trusty and Scales are my best 2 centre backs, regardless of the fact that they're left-footed. I would prefer to do Scales and Trusty. I'm not going to be playing a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old who's only had a handful of senior games in the professional game to win us a league. It's all backs of the walls. We're in the trenches. I want to play with the people who I can trust. Albeit, I'm happy that Arthur is with us, is in the group. I was happy that Arthur was on the bench, and we went back to Scales and Trusty, especially on a pitch where people can play football. Did you have any qualms with that, or would you have went for anything different?
None at all. The only, and this is going to give me the actual wretch to say this, I see Ralston starting the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Not because he's better than Donovan, but because he's been there, he's done it. I think he's probably technically a better defender than Ralston. He's harder. Than Donovan. He's harder than Donovan, and I can just see Ralston. I can see Ralston. James is probably spitting in the group chat right now, but I can see Ralston starting. I can see our back 4 being Ralston, Trusty, Scales, and Tierney. That'll be our starting back 4 for the rest of the season. And that's what I see.
I agree. Well, in terms of James, he's probably stuck in a caravan without Wi-Fi, doing
thank goodness,
doing the river dance or something like that.
Paid £6 for a Guinness.
Yeah, obviously we've spoken about some personnel issues here. The fact that we're going to have to play either Ralston or Donovan, and I agree with James. See, Donovan looked quite impressive at the start of the season. Well, there wasn't maybe that much pressure. He looks far better at Parkhead, but I think defensively, I would rather Ralston, and we don't need to go any further and speak about Ralston's deficiencies. I just think when push comes to shove, I would maybe go for Ralston defensively anyway. That's obviously one thing. The fact that Engels looks like he's coming back soon, that's another great thing. Another kind of feather in our cap, the fact that he's coming back. We've got McGregor back. We've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's not injured. I was going to say relatively fit, but I'll say not injured anyway. We've got Hatate, who in his past couple of games hasn't been completely shite, apart from Dundee United, where everybody was shite. The midfield looks like it's maybe getting a little bit of a G up, which is massive. I don't know about the final third. Saying that Yang puts in a ton of effort. Quality sometimes is there, sometimes not there. You get a goal. Maida's work rate is right back up again. Again, quality questionable. The centre forward, Iniacho, if we can kind of keep him fit sometimes. But overall, the midfield, Engels coming back. How big an advantage is that for us?
I don't know. I feel like, definitely Martin O'Neill would disagree with me here, but I feel like this is one of these times when James would tell you that some players get better the less they play and the longer they're out the team, because everybody in the Dug was telling you that Engels wasn't that great pretty much until the last day of the transfer window when he got a bid of 25 million. People started thinking about on a second year.
I think he was functional, not great, but functional.
Yeah, functional. But I think, like many people in our midfield, I think he suffers from the fact that the midfield isn't balanced properly. There's too many players who are too similar. there's not, for lack of a better term, there's no that big bastard defensive midfielder who's going to soak up all the pressure and allow guys like even Nigrin, Hatate, Engels to be the kind of more selfish, lazy, less strong versions of themselves, and allow them to do the more fancy footwork side of things. Because just now we seem to be asking Engels to do defensive work along with McGregor, because neither of them are great at it. But if you get both of them to do it, they might cover your arse a little bit. So again, I think it's definitely a positive that he's due back. I think he will play a good part. No, you don't drop skills and trust you for the most part in important 6 games of the season. No.
I agree.
Agreeing with that, and to go back to what James says as well, as much as I would try and get Sriracha at right back, I think going forward until potentially Sriracha does put in a performance at right back, I think we will probably see it as Ralston, your 2 boys there, and then KT at left back. I don't think Ralston's very good, mind you.
No.
He's been culpable for a lot of defensive errors and conceded goals. Not helped by Schmeichels at the same time, mind you. But I would rather, I'm going to go against you two. I would rather Donovan than Ralston, to be honest. But that's not to big up Donovan. That's just I really don't like Ralston.
Ralston was cut up. See, I know, and I know Ralston isn't good enough, right? He isn't. But he's a barely functional second choice right back. He isn't a starting centre back,
no.
And that was where he was getting played under Nancy as a starting right centre back, and never in his life is he that. And so it's me sticking up for him isn't saying that I think he's good enough. He really isn't. But he's been asked to play a position. He's been asked to play in a formation, and he's done it to the best of his ability. And he wasn't good enough for it. I think that Engels. I like Engels. I always have. I think he's a tidy football player. I think that he's no suited to Scottish football, because Scottish football's too chaotic, and our midfield, the way our midfield's functioning is if you play McGregor in the 6, then Engels is in the 8 and Hatate's in the 10, and I don't think any of the 3 of them are in the right position there. But that's where they're all their best. I don't think in Grin is when you play him in the 10 midfield, our midfield gets overrun because he doesn't do anything else except for score goals, and he does score goals, and so the midfield's incredibly disjointed because of that. And I think that's what Martin O'Neill tried to do in Sunday. It was almost like a double pivot he played with Chamberlain and McGregor playing like in a dual 6 and Grin playing in the 8, and we were passing it, and we did, I thought we looked okay for large periods of the first half, and if we'd went in at half time, and how many times have we said this season, if we'd went in at half time 3-0 up, 4-0 up, would anybody have been like shocked? If we'd primed Kyogo up front or Giakoumakis or another, we would probably have been about 3 or 4 up at half time, and that's down to the board mismanagement. If other teams don't win the league this year, then it's embarrassing for them.
Can I ask you a question? I think the defence more or less takes care of itself in terms of who's available. But see, middle to front, who is the most important player? Now, for the midfield, I'll take Callum McGregor, because when he's fit, he starts every game. I'm also going to take out Maida, because I think Maida fit starts every game, regardless of quality.
Mm-hmm.
So middle to front, who's the most important player for us besides McGregor and besides Maida? Who would both of you go for?
And Grin.
Yeah.
He scores.
Grin, but you need to... Again, we've said this all season. We've been saying it last season as well. The Grin, 100%, that's the answer. But you need to get him in some sort of balanced midfield. Mm-hmm. Now, again, we don't have the big bastard number 6, but we're going to keep persisting with playing McGregor there for some reason. I'd rather we played, instead of trying to do the double pivot with 2 6s, I'd rather try and do that with 2 8s and have Nygren play even further forward, so he's more of a support striker rather than a 10. More like Rogic would, carry the ball forward and go really,
But see if we did that, if we did that, then what happens is the space in between the space in between the midfield and the centre halves is going to be exploited by Claudio Braga. It's going to be exploited by whoever Rangers are playing in that kind of 10 position, whether it's Mikey Moore. That space is going to be exploited. It's what's important for the next 6 games is we don't concede goals and we score 1. Right. So
you must be
raging,
James. You must be raging that we scored 2 goals at the weekend, and not just that 1 goalless game.
Actually, yeah. It was a horrible watch, Anthony. It was a horrible watch. In the second half, we had a lot of the ball. And their keeper had a couple of good saves. The one for Yang, that was the header. It was a back post ball, and Yang headed it back across, and the keeper put it over the bar. And then there was a couple. The save for Chinchara. The performance wasn't the greatest, but listen, see if we have 6 games like that until the end of the season, I'll take them. 6 league games.
See if we win the league, like again, touchwood. I will buy the Celtic home top. I think I will. I don't want to buy it, the whole not a penny more, but I think I need to own the Celtic home top if we win the league. I'll probably get me some flames. I think McGinty's he looks visibly angered already. I need a souvenir of this season if we do win the league, but at the moment, not a penny more. Maybe I'll buy it on eBay in 2 years' time, second hand. So I won't be the one who gives the club money. Guys, I was thinking about taking a wee change of direction, and we can go back to Celtic stuff. Okay, so we've not done a quiz in a long time. James, we used to do quizzes on this podcast, but then people would start regurgitating the same Celtic questions, and it like, fucking hell, I've heard this one, traditionally, McGinty, you've not been involved in a quiz in a while, and James, I've not asked you any kind of historic Celtic questions, so it's going to be a kind of fingers first, voice first. Mm-hmm. Who is quickest to the answer? I think I've got roughly about, how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That 20 max, you know what I mean? But I've got 17.
I don't think you just counted 17, and now you tell us maybe there's another 3 or so.
20 max.
I know what your quizzes are like, Gavin.
10 is too short, okay? But 20 is the good number, but I don't have 20. I've only got 17. Right, okay, so it's just about who gets to the answer first. For fuck's sake. Everybody loves a quiz. Okay, right. We're taking it back to almost to the genesis of Celtic. What was different about Celtic at the start of the 1903-1904 season?
We played in a white shirt, no green.
James?
It wasn't. We didn't wear hoops. It was a white shirt with a collar.
A
red cross badge.
Aye.
But according to the question I looked up, in the 1903-04 season, that's when we donned to the hoops. Or is everybody disagreeing with the answer here?
Somebody else has said stripes, not hoops. So you know what I'm going to do?
You are whipping Paul John Dyke's book, aren't you?
I'm going to whip out John Paul Dyke's book.
We're hearing it for the gospel.
Right, so
this is going to be a great start to the quiz if I've got
it's going to overrun by a bit, this, because we're going to be checking every answer.
No like us.
I just need to find the page. And actually embarrassed to admit that I've got John Paul Dyke's book.
I actually do wonder about picking it up at some point and if it's actually worth the purchase.
My son got me for my Christmas. Oh, there's 98.
You would think it'd be in chronological order, this.
Yeah, it is, but it doesn't all go like that, unfortunately. See, I actually thought there was a page that had all the kits on it.
You would thought, aye. Like a bibliography.
It's no. There's a colorized picture from. That's 50. 36. Origins of the hoops.
I feel like I'm under pressure here. The authenticity of this quiz depends on the first answer here.
So it's like that. I'm looking through pages here.
I had that book snap.
You did 89. That's because I've never opened it. Because 98 to 99 was stripes.
I've googled it here.
It looks as if it was hoops.
Aye,
the first hoops.
Google says Celtic first wore their iconic green and white hoops on August the 15th, 1903 in a 2-1 victory over Partick Thistle at Parkhead.
It looks like hoops.
Aye. So when we said the white shirt thing and the crest, what we meant was that was the first season we didn't wear that.
Okay. Right. I hope you don't challenge every question here. So, am I right in saying none of you's got that right?
None of you's got it right.
Go with you.
Okay. Right. I bet none of you's get this next one. Danny Fox was signed from which club?
Leicester.
Aye.
Leicester,
yeah.
I've got Coventry. Fucking hell.
Could be right. No, it could be right. I just feel like he was at Leicester at some point.
But the fact that James agreed with you makes me paranoid.
But I think, but see, now you say Coventry. You're right. It is Coventry.
Oh, Christ! I've just googled Danny Fox, and the first image is not fucking pleasing at all.
Jesus, he died as hell.
He dyed his beard.
It looks weird, man. It looks so weird.
Coventry, and he never played in Leicester at all.
Right, sorry.
Oh, right, sorry. I need to share a screen here or something. How do I do this?
His beard looks like that guy Javier who played for Portugal back in the early.
Like, what the fuck is that?
What is happening there?
That's like a Football Manager regen gone wrong or some shit.
It's a bad avatar.
Megan, I never knew we had that technological capability. We can do things like that.
We can. I'll show you how to do it properly one day. It's always something that I've always been mindful that we should do. I think we did try it one time way back at the start for clips of goals, and then we realised we were getting copyrighted to fuck, so we just patched the whole idea.
Well, we think so. We think so. If you Google Danny Fox, that's the first photo you're going to get. A big kind of like peroxide ginger beard almost. I don't know. Right. So we're on to the third question. It's still nothing each between you guys.
I think it's going to finish nothing each.
Right. In about 3 hours.
I never knew this. Which team defeated Celtic in the European Cup the season after Lisbon?
Oh, was it Prague? No.
James, take a random guess.
Something keeps going back to me saying Atletico Madrid, but I know that's a different game.
No, Bilbao.
Dynamo Kiev.
Kiev, no.
Right.
Wouldn't have got that.
Question number 4. Which Celtic player scored 2 hat-tricks in 2 cup finals against the same opposition?
Henrik Larsson. I'll go further back, aren't we?
I'll give you a hint. The only reason that you might vaguely know of this is because he died fairly recently in the last year or so?
I don't like quizzes.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
the same, James.
It was Dixie Dean.
Yeah.
Dixie Deans. Right. We're going on to question 5. Right. One of you is going to get this. I guarantee it. Name the grandson of a famous Celtic player who scored for Dundee United against Celtic in 1988 Scottish Cup final.
So, Patsy Gallagher,
The grandson, what's his name?
Kevin.
Yes, Kevin
I thought
Gallagher.
somebody got an answer.
Kevin Gallagher. There we go.
The Kevin Gallagher.
Pardon me?
The Kevin Gallagher. The
Aye,
Scottish
the guy who
international
played for
striker.
Blackburn and stuff like that. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that was obviously Frank McAvenny, who scored 2 goals later on in the game. Centenary year. Right. Which Celt is believed to have pioneered the idea of the huddle?
Oh,
Tony Mowbray.
Mowbray, yeah. Yeah.
2-0. 2-0 to James.
I do like quizzes now.
Aye, and P.
The
McLaughlin's
only one
in
I
there.
knew as well.
Right, okay, next question. Now, the only reason I asked this is because it came up in our group chat recently from an image that was posted. Who was the assistant manager to Liam Brady?
Joe Jordan.
Yeah, George. I try to remember the fucking image.
Joe Jordan, right? Go on, McGinty. That's 3-0. You're down 3-0. Who was the man who missed the final penalty in the Coca-Cola Cup final against Wraith Rovers in 1994?
Paul McStay.
I was at that game, my first ever heartbreak in football. Right, McGinty, what's that? Is that a 4-0? 4 down you. He had 2 assistants. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. But it's just that in our group chat, we posted a photo of, anyway, the Liam Brady team and Joe Jordan was there. Right, come on, McGinty, you're going to
Give me
get
an
past.
easy question.
Right, okay. Right, this is a difficult one.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know. It might be difficult, might not be difficult. Maybe it's just
It's
the
really
way
hard
that
if you
I
don't
play.
know it.
Right, I'll give you clues until you get it. Which Edinburgh-born player spent his entire career in England, with the exception of 2 seasons with Celtic between 2005 and 2007? He had 1 cap for Scotland. Between 2005 2007. So who was the
Chris
manager
Commons.
of that? Sorry?
No,
No,
he
you see a
need more
longer.
one cap.
You see it longer than that.
Aye.
So which Edinburgh-born player spent his entire career in England, apart from between 2005 2007 for Celtic? He had 1 cap.
Position.
Defender.
He was in his 30s whenever we signed him.
05, 07. Edinburgh born but played his entire career in England.
Strachan signed him.
Strachan signing. Adam Virgo.
Aye.
You shouldn't be agreeing with the wrong answer here.
All right, so
But it's a good fucking answer.
Because he played down south his whole career.
He did,
Fullback.
Adam Virgo was a fullback.
Aye.
Okay, that's
Telfer,
one.
Paul Telfer.
Danny Fox.
Paul Telfer. Aye.
Right, good teammate.
Aye. And do you remember who the other fullback was on the other side? He was
Lee Naylor.
Lee Naylor.
No, before
he was
Lee
actually
Naylor.
no bad.
Before Lee Naylor. Do you remember who it was?
Danny Fox.
No, Mo Kamara.
Mo Kamara.
Aye, we were fearsome back in those days.
See, to be honest, though, you talk about guys like Telfer, you're talking about guys like Hartley, even Presley, stuff like that from that kind of era. Reliability, they weren't great, but you knew you were getting out of Telford. You knew you were getting
7 out of 10 every week.
Aye. He wasn't going to be a bomb scare. He wasn't going to blow the place down. He was just going to do his job and get on with it. That's what we need.
That's exactly what we need for the next 6 games.
6 games, aye.
Right, okay. In March 2000, Kenny Dalglish famously held a press conference in Glasgow. James, I was actually going to ask you this because I know that you, before every game, you normally take up residence in the is it Turnstiles bar?
It used to be called the Turnstile. It's called the Bar 1888 now. It's like the closest bar to the Celtic Park.
Out of curiosity, what is your favourite Celtic boozer in Glasgow?
So I love the Turnstile because I love the singer that's on before. He's on most games. I like it's a bit rougher. I really like the Turnstile as a Celtic bar. The Real McCoy, which is just along the road, is also quite nice as well. That's also quite nice. But did
the Real McCoy have a live singer in there? Because I walk past it every time.
Yeah, so the Real McCoy is usually before the games. Real McCoy quite often is James Connolly's Men, who are a really good act. They played the last night we had Connolly's Men, and the Turnstile has got Doddsy, Stephen Dodds. I like Stephen Dodds. In fact, this Saturday, 4 times a season, we have what we call our Jolly Boys outing, and we're in the pub for the opening, and so we'll be in the Turnstile from 10:30 on Saturday morning, after having get the train in and being relatively drunk by that point.
Nice. We've never actually organised a Jungle Gyms day out, but McGinty, if we were to do it, what pub would you choose?
Me, you, and Paddy back in the day did go to the B team game.
Aye, but you were driving, so you weren't allowed to drink.
Surely that's a guideline. It's not a law that you're allowed to drink when you've drunk. Surely that's just a guideline.
Considering the job that I do as a profession, it's a guideline I'm going to stick with.
Yeah.
What pub would I go to?
If you were the ringleader for a day out for the Jungle Gyms, what pub would you choose?
We'd have to go to a Celtic pub to start with. I get that, but
that's a prerequisite, Anthony. Come on.
I can't, but I really would rather just go to the beer hall or to the Solid Rock and get pished. But we can do that afterwards. What's the one that was done by the Green? At the...
You're not talking about the Brazen Head?
No. I don't remember what it's called now. I quite enjoyed it.
Done by Glasgow Green?
Aye, but in the city centre side.
McCool's?
No. I'll find it.
I like McCool's. McCool's is good.
McCool's is not too bad. We could do that.
McCool's. McCool's is good.
Was it Whistle on the Green?
So it's just up for the Green. So it's just in the other side of the toll.
I'm googling it. Is it Whistle on the Green? Is that what I'm thinking?
Whistle on the Green is the pub. It's right on the Green.
Aye, I think that's the one I'm thinking about. I've been in it once or twice when we were younger. I just quite enjoyed it. I like the location of it. It's somewhere that you could start a pub crawl.
The good thing about the Real McCoy,
you have to train out Gowd Street or something.
The good thing about the Real McCoy is the Real McCoy has the Real McCoy, you get served Guinness in a glass tumbler, whereas in the Turnstile it's plastic, which is no nice for your Guinness, but it just gives you that extra bit of ambience. 32 Counties is quite good at St. Knot Square. That's quite a good one. Shabeen play in there quite a lot. So does Doddsy. Let's see, Connolly's Men play McCool's most before games. Doddsy plays the Turnstile. So it's good.
I think I must be the only Celtic fan who's never actually been into Gracie's.
Really?
I'm not a fan of Gracie's.
I can't even tell you where it is.
It feels like the sports bar for Celtic fans. I'm not a fan of Gracie's.
it's where the collective hold their meetings, so that's I go there. They're back in.
Is that it?
Aye, Sin. Official.
Wow.
Great news. Great news. It's a great lift. Listen,
I've just seen on the group chat. It's actually Celtic have actually released the statement.
It's been released. It's official.
Right.
It's official.
The fact that Celtic have released, I've not read it. In fact, do you want me to read it out? Well, we've got it here. I can put it on.
You read it out.
Go for it, man.
So, as of 1 minute past 8 o'clock, the statement came out. The club is pleased to confirm that a route has been found to lift the suspension of the Green Brigade with effect from the Saturday game against St Mirren. On March 27th, at a meeting of the Glasgow City Council Safety Advisory Group, bullshit, the club again addressed the suspension on the Green Brigade. The SAG confirmed that it did not object to the suspension being lifted, subject to 3 conditions being satisfied. These were that all applicable policies will be adhered to, including season ticket terms and conditions, agreement that members will comply with the safety and security operations, recognition that a match-by-match report will be submitted back to the Safety Advisory Group for as long as they deem it necessary. We communicated this to the Green Brigade and asked for their unconditional acceptance. They have today responded positively by accepting these conditions as outlined. The end. Wow. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel great that they're back. It's going to give us a fantastic lift, especially 4 games out of 6 being at Celtic Park. I think that's fantastic. But I don't know how I feel about the fact that even in that statement, it's clearly being asked of the Green Brigade to be policed or regulated, whatever way you want to say it, to a different standard from regular Celtic going fans, which I think is just wrong a little bit.
Because they're naughty boys, isn't it?
But yeah, they're neither Messiahs nor naughty boys. I think they got a bad rap, and it's a very easy thing to it polarises the support. Because I don't think they're perfect.
No, they're no, but if any one of them is breaking the conditions of a season ticket at Celtic Park, like any other fan, yeah,
just take it off them.
Take it off that individual. But it seems like collectively we're now allowing the SAG to turn and say, this week we feel like they were well behaved, keep going. Next week, somebody let off.
I disagree that you can treat them like any other fan because they identify as a group, and if one member of the group transgresses, then it's going to look badly on the rest of the group, and there's going to be collective punishment. Now, to be honest, tonight I don't want to get into do we like or do we not like, because I think out of the 3 of us, I am one of the more ones who are against the Green Brigade in terms of, put it this way, I'm more
skeptical.
I am happy to tell you what I don't like about the Green Brigade, but I am happy overall that they're back in, and we've got, as Woods just said, like we've got a league to win, so let's just get together right now and win this league. I think the battles that they're going to have between the board, let that continue on until next season, but right now let's just all kind of come together and win this league. You know, I don't want to sing from the rafters about the pros and cons.
I want to get back to your quiz, actually, more than anything else. Just now, Gavin, even though I'm fucking tanking. But one thing you said there that I don't want to start a big debate or an argument with you, but you said, you know, as a group, they represent themselves. Well, don't we all do that as 60,000 Celtic fans? Represent ourselves as one big group of Celtic fans. How's it fared on the 250 of them?
Right. I'm a season ticket holder. I go as myself as an individual. Okay, so I am not responsible for the actions of someone who stands to the left, right, in front, or behind me. However, if I go to Celtic Park and Celtic Park have asked the Green Brigade, like I don't know how it came about, but they say I am part of this group. They're not saying I'm going as Joe Blogs. I don't know anybody here. I'm just going as an ordinary punter. They identify as a particular group. So whenever you have this kind of collective, an entity which they adhere to, which they're kind of proud in a way to identify as that. But whenever, if the 200 odd people roughly, I don't know, if one person transgresses, then it reflects badly on them all. They all, and that's the thing. So that I don't think there's any comparison between me as an ordinary individual rather than someone who says I am part of a group. It's
But there
not
is,
a comparison.
and I don't want. I'll not get into an argument with you at all about this, right? But it's about collective punishment. So I agree with your point. My CSC, if I, by your logic, if I transgress at Celtic Park, my whole CSC can get banned. And that's my drama. It's the collective punishment. So if one member of the Green Brigade has transgressed, then if the reason, and I do know the reasons why, right? Because if two of them have attacked a steward, then you know what? I'm sorry, they two need to get put out because you can't attack somebody that's at their work.
100%.
Right? If that's what's happened, those two should be banned. But you can't ban a whole CSC because two people have done something wrong. By that logic, if I argue with a steward, my whole CSC can be banned because I've been kicked out. It's an utter travesty.
I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, it wasn't just two people who might or might not have attacked a steward. They had an entourage. Let's just put it mildly. They had an entourage.
So what if, and I'm being a bit facetious.
And by the way, I think that we're getting away from the actual good news of the story here.
Well, it is actually
that's great news.
It's going to bring a lot of colour, a lot of support to the players who desperately need it.
And a massive lift.
In fact, you know what? Actually, I'm not going to ask my question and pull my point because
you're way behind in the quiz. Let's just get back to the quiz.
Let's go back to the quiz so I can reel it back up again.
Yeah. By the way, another kind of, I know it's kind of like semi-funny but semi-cynical as well. Them allowed back as season ticket renewal comes around. Imagine that
won't be lost on people. That won't be lost on people.
Because at the moment they didn't have a bone to throw at us right now in terms of renewing season tickets, apart from just your loyalty, you know, as a Celtic
Trust
fan.
us, we're going to get it right this time. Right, that's the thing. I suggested at the last thing that nobody buys a season ticket until the last day. Let's show them what it's like to wait until the last day of the window. We wait until everybody waits until the last day to renew our season tickets, because we all will renew our season tickets.
Yeah, I see that out loud. We're in a public forum, James. They know,
but we will. You know, we will.
They know that. I
know.
Right,
we're not customers. But they treat us like them.
Right. So is it 4-0 right now? Or
5.
Where are we? 5 now?
5 Bears. Know that I'm keeping count. Don't Anthony.
Right. Okay. So next question.
The sooner you answer them all, the better.
Who was the accident-prone holder of an AFCON medal that played for Celtic?
So you're not going to say Effie Ambrose. Well done, McGinty.
And I said that long before you hinted to
it. Right, okay, next question. Only 2 Celtic managers have a 100% record of winning the league.
Wim Janssen.
What, Martin O'Neill?
Okay, only 3.
No, Martin O'Neill, sorry.
Only 3. Only 3.
Wim Janssen, Brendan Rodgers.
Brendan Rodgers bailed. Brendan Rodgers
bailed twice.
Are we counting that?
Yeah.
So they have to have completed the season. So Wim Janssen and Postecoglou.
I'll give you a 2-pointer for this, McGinty, if you can finish off this sentence.
Is it going to be like Liam Brady or something?
Liam Brady never won the league.
You know, it's a wee bit, and it's not that far, but you know, still.
McGinty, I'm going to give you one more. Right, only 3 managers have a 100% record in winning the league for Celtic. You've named 2: Wim Janssen, Postecoglou. Who's the other one who won the league every season?
I know who it is, but I'm not going to say it and give you. I'll let you take it. Or I think
I might not get it.
Come on.
How far back are we going?
We believe in you.
I know who it is.
This century.
No,
we
it was last century. It was the
1900s,
19s. Come on, I know who it was.
I'm
He was one of
saying
the
this
quality
century.
street kids. He was one of the quality street kids. There you go.
That doesn't help me. It's before my
Hey,
time.
James, maybe this is a really flawed question, but that's not who I was thinking of.
Were you not?
No.
Davy Hay.
Aye, but Davy Hay was a manager for. Was he no manager for like 2-3 years?
2 seasons was he no the manager? Billy McNeil came back after he won the league because he won the league in '86.
But Davy Hay, did he not get? I'm sure Davy Hay never won the league every season he was manager at Celtic.
No, I'm not going to get it.
Who was the one this century anyway?
What do you mean? I've told you the 2 this century.
Right, I need one more.
So there's 3 from this century. Plus 1 from the last century.
Wim Jansen was last century.
Oh, Wim Jansen was last century, actually. And there's 2 from this
so
century.
managers this season. Martin
O'Neill, he didn't win them all.
He didn't win them all. Neil Lennon won.
Gavin Strachan, did he win them all?
No, it was Gavin. It was Gordon, no Gavin.
Sorry, same difference.
Gordon Strachan didn't win them all.
Mowbray clearly didn't he? Ronnie Dial got 2 out of 2.
Well done.
Right,
fucking A, man.
That was a 2-pointer. I think we gave you a leg up. Right, so you've got James. Have you got 5?
5, yeah.
Is it 5-4 now?
5, no, 5-3.
5-3.
Chancellor. Aye, so Davy Hay never won the league in 84, 85, 87. I've read up in Davy Hay. My history is a wee bit scattered, but I'm sure he didn't win it in every league. Tommy Burns spoke about it in his biography. Right, okay. In the 2013 Scottish Cup final between Hibs and Celtic, what colour of strip did Celtic wear in the 3-0 victory? 2013.
Was it yellow black? Was it yellow black?
Yellow. Nah. No. It was just the black with the tricolour thing.
Was that 2013?
Or is that 2013?
I love that shirt as well.
Did you hear that rumour about Ronnie Dyler fighting in a pub? Did you hear about that?
What, whilst he was at Celtic?
No. Just
recently?
in the last day or two. But
is he over in Israel now?
I think but everybody's come out and denied it. Like the bar owner denied it, Ronnie Dyler denied it.
The guy with the black eye denied it.
And Hooper 2 and Ledley get 1. Right. What's the surname of the family in which 2 brothers won the Scottish Cup in the 1920s and in the 1980s? A household family name in the Celtic family. So 2 brothers back in the 1920s and...
James, just say it.
So in the 80s, it's got to be McStay.
I was thinking McStay, but the 20s just felt too early.
Yep. Right, okay. Next question. What about is that 6-3 is James pulling away?
Aye.
Yeah.
You must be near the last question or 2, surely.
We've got two more written in paper. I might just think of other things in my head. Right, okay. Wilfred Nancy suffered 4. I know. Forgive me. Wilfred Nancy suffered 4 consecutive defeats. Celtic manager. Who was the last gaffer to do that?
Was it back in the 80s that was as well?
Not previous decade.
Back in the 70s was that? Go on, James.
Come on.
Strachan.
Oh, in the 70s.
Oh, in the 70s. Sorry, I thought you said the previous decade to that. In the 70s. So, McNeil.
McGinty.
Lennon of the COVID.
Come on. Who was our manager of Celtic in the 70s?
Jock Stein was at one point. Fuck off. Was it Jock Stein that did it?
Yeah. That was in 1978, so it was near the end.
Maybe we should have kept hold of Nancy Might have won us a European Cup.
Don't. It's not even funny. It's not even funny.
Right. Which Scottish club did Aaron Moy play for in 2010?
St. Mirren.
Motherwell. You're right.
McGinty. Here, by the way, is that 6-5? Is that 6-5?
That's 6-5.
And that's your last two questions, so don't even fucking start.
Right, okay. The next one is a close. Well, this is the last one I've written down in paper, okay? Now, the answer is how many points, and it will be who's closest to it. I'm going to imagine that you don't know. What was the most league points that Celtic have ever won?
102.
106. No, there's definitely at least 103, but I think we got 106 at one point. 103
McGinty's
definitely.
right. McGinty's right. 106.
Well done, McGinty.
106 in the 2016-2017 season.
Because was it 103 under O'Neill? First time around, we done really well one year.
Look, I think we'll call it quits. That's nobody.
Draw.
Nobody.
Draw. Well done, James.
Well done, Anthony.
Right. Matt, by the way, the Game Brigade, that's brilliant news. That's really
That's
really
great
good
news. It's a lift, a proper lift. I'm going to go into Rangers. I'm going to go into Rangers Twitter after this and watch them melting down. That's going to be beautiful. Aye, that's exactly what it's going to be like.
Right. Can I ask? Right, for the Glasgow Derby, how much allocation are they getting? Can we downscale it right down to the bottom, or what's the allocation?
I don't think
for
anything's ever been announced since, but I think the assumption was when they were putting it back up to 2.5, was it, or whatever fucking 7.5? What they give us?
I think it was. The assumption is it's going to be the same as it was at New Year. But I would see after, and it's not sporting and all that. But see after them invading the park at the cup game, I would have gave them nothing.
We can't behave. Oh no, they can't behave themselves. So
I would have gave them nothing.
I feel like it was probably some sort of an agreement behind the scenes that they would get the old allocation back in some form as much as possible. Obviously, there's tickets to be considered there for our own fans. I mean, but I would like them to reduce it right back down to as little as possible. Give them that corner, no more. If anything, give them the fuck all. I get for some people they love the atmosphere, but for me, I wouldn't let them anywhere near the stadium ever again.
See if we're not getting the full Broomlin. If we're not getting the free Broomlin, then I would give them as minimal as possible. They stopped. They stopped it. They killed the free Broomlin because they were sick, fed up watching us celebrating. Until we get that back, then I would begin them. I'd begin them nothing.
Are we in control of what we do? Because we have been heeding the guidance of Glasgow City Council Safety Advisory Group.
Yes, and they haven't.
So maybe that authority will say, well, the Hunts are bad apples, don't let them in. Maybe we should just not let them in. And if people might say, oh, it's not sporting integrity, but if it's going to be a shutout and it's going to be all Tims in the ground against them, why not?
Listen, I'm going to put my camera off for a minute, Gavin. I'm going to put my camera off, and you just keep talking, right? It won't take long.
Okay. You dance away.
I'm just. It was going to be a naked dance, Gavin. It would be a naked dance if that was the case. But no, I think we should. I don't think we should be given. If they're going to mess about with the full Broomlin, then I don't think we should be giving them anything. As Anthony says, keep them out, man. Keep them out.
Well, every time we go there to Ibrox, either the fans get assaulted or the staff or the players get assaulted. So 100%. I don't know why we're not heeding that and just saying we can't trust you. So we're going to just keep you out.
Do you know mine? They told, was it Sky Sports? They told that
Sutton and Lennon weren't safe.
Sutton and Lennon weren't safe. And this is when Celtic fans weren't in the stadium. And they still couldn't even guarantee the safety of two pundits. Now, no being naive, we all know the Celtic men background sort of thing. But they actually told pundits that they couldn't guarantee the safety. And yet It's absolutely embarrassing. And yet they knew what to say. Well, earlier on in this season, they wanted to say that they could guarantee the safety of Celtic fans, and clearly they couldn't. I mean, how many times have we seen, was it double D fucking barriers? What the fuck it is? The
broken
big fucking
glass.
bricks. Broken glass
in Joe Hart's goal.
Joe Hart. The
physio getting hit with a bottle. Engels getting hit with a coin. Bottles getting thrown at Matt O'Reilly. Another staff member getting attacked. A player getting attacked. How there's a pattern here.
I get that they'll see this incident in the same way that we see Mikael Lustig with the police officer hat, and I'm no meaning it that it's like dead serious, like, oh my god, that's shocking. But even the players can't control themselves by grabbing the water bottles and squishing it as they're under. You can't. I get that they'll see it as a funny joke thing, and I'm not going to disagree that if it was one of our players doing it, we probably would see it a bit more lighthearted. But at the same time, when you add it all together, this is the mentality of these people. And again, we're all from the same city in the same country. There's people in our support will have still a shit mentality as well. But they show it on a regular fucking basis.
Yep.
Oh, well, 20 years ago.
That is some great breaking news for a podcast episode, isn't it?
It is indeed.
That was good.
That's really good. Really good. Well, we're all back together. And we've got 4 home games. We've got 4 home games. The most out of Hearts or Rangers. We've got 6 games to go, 4 home games, only 2 away. That is massive. Massive.
And the Green Brigade back for the 4.
Exactly.
So see what I was saying earlier about I can't see us winning the 2 games against Rangers and Hearts. My opinion on that now changes slightly, because if the Green Brigade are back and they bring the noise and the colour and the atmosphere that we know that they can generate and get the rest of the stadium jumping for it, I think that does change it. I'm not saying we're guaranteed 6 points from those 2 games, but I'm a lot more confident.
Gives us more of a chance. It gives us more of a chance. I totally agree.
Previous to that announcement, getting 2 points would have been nice, but I think we can get 4 points out of those 2 games, if not
James,
6.
Can I ask you? I know that you've been involved in like meetings with the Celtic Collective. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you've kind of got your ear to the ground with like the meetings about the Green Brigade. Now, everybody in their granny could have told you that Celtic would have maximised their opportunity of winning things at Parkhead if the Green Brigade were back in. Now, that's not a new thing. That's like from the start of when their expulsion from Parkhead. So everybody knew that we'd be better off with them to galvanise the players on the park. We've now got 6 games to go in the league. Why do you think it's taken so long? Because I know that I'm not the biggest fan of the Green Brigade, but I do feel, even me, I do feel that Celtic, to an extent, have been hiding behind this Glasgow City Council safety advisory group. I think that they have been using the health and safety issue as a shield. To say, well, it's not our fault. We need to get permission from them. Why has it taken so long? Why is it now? Why is it now that they've, I don't know, but capitulated? But why have they drawn a line in the sand? Why are they now willing to let them back in? What's your gut reaction to that? What's your thoughts on it?
Pure self-preservation.
Because they should have done it before.
Yeah.
Why now? I don't get it.
Because there is no other. What is the other reason? Because they were holding the Green Brigade to quite a few caveats before that the Green Brigade weren't willing to, but they weren't very open to, because like or dislike an ultra section, they have to have a certain amount of autonomy and a certain amount. They have to go to the ability to show displeasure to the board, and that was one of the things the board didn't want. The board they want all that atmosphere and colour and everything, but they don't want the vociferousness. To a massive degree, they don't want the politics either. And the caveat I'll give, we know that I'm quite political, right? But they don't want the politics. They want the colour. They want the everything else without the baggage that does go along with it. They're happy to exploit. They're happy to exploit the Irishness of us when it's coming to selling jerseys and tracksuit tops, but they want to hide away from it and all that stuff when we're singing their songs and there's their banners getting flown. I think the only thing I can think of is it's pure self-preservation for the board, because if we win the league this year, then it's not that much a monumental cock-up. Whereas if we finish third in the league, then there's nowhere for them to hide. If we finish third in a 2-horse race, where can they hide? So I think it's self-preservation. They should have been back in ages ago. Fan media should have been back in ages ago. Liverpool fan media was allowed to interview Oxlade-Chamberlain, but Celtic fan media isn't allowed to. So fan media should have been allowed in. The Green Brigade should have been back in. Some of the demands for the collective were absolutely never going to happen. Nicholson was never going to get got rid of. Dermot Desmond, you don't become a billionaire by bowing to pressure like that. There was things that were never going to happen, but there was things that should have happened sooner, and we could have been pressing for that sooner. Without going over a whole stuff with the collective, which we've done a few times. NEDs, these people shouldn't be NEDs after 17, 20 years. That's horrible corporate governance. Lawwell coming back is horrible corporate governance, but it's great news that Green Brigade's back in. Self-preservation's the only thing I can think of. I can't think of another reason, because it's too coincidental that the split is announced today, and then later on, the Green Brigade are back.
Yeah, and as we said,
Definitely.
four home games. If it was maybe like 2 home games out of the 6, then maybe they wouldn't have said. But it looks like the board have blinked first in this game.
I don't know if we can say that specifically, because we won't know the finer details truly, I don't think. But there's no... You're right, Gavin. They've hid behind the safety advisory group.
100%.
Totally, up until this point. You only need to look at a couple of small things. The fact that the safety advisory group basically turns around and says Union bears nothing to do with us.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Then why is that not the same for Celtic and the Green Brigade? Even the statement that was brought out, I'll see if I can see it again. There's something in it that just made me think about it as well.
That's exactly what I was going to
the
say.
The safety advisory group confirmed that it did not object to the suspension being lifted.
Yeah.
So they've not been objecting to the suspension being lifted. Who has been objecting to the suspension being lifted?
Hargreaves.
Hargreaves, of course it is. For me, it is.
It's all down to Hargreaves. It's all down to Hargreaves. It's all down to Hargreaves.
Things even like the fan media being banned, the Green Brigade being banned, far too much shit was going on, still is going on at Celtic, that is against people who are outspoken. That can't be other outsiders. It has to be the club itself that's been driving this.
If Hargreaves was the stubborn gatekeeper, then has he been overruled? And if so, by whom?
Brian Wilson.
It has to be the board.
Brian Wilson.
And above. It has to be Brian Wilson. It has to be Nicholson. It has to be Desmond. They're the only people who can tell him to fuck off. He has
Brian Wilson. It's got to be Brian Wilson. Getting to your spot on, the SEG had advised that the Union Bears were kept out, and Rangers went fuck off. No, and the Union Bears are the people that have invaded parks and attacked players. Right? The Green Brigade have never attacked anybody.
The clues in the name,
true, allegedly.
Advisory group.
Yeah.
They can advise.
100%.
That's it. They're not lawmakers.
No.
There's no safety issue broken
Celtic
at Celtic Park that wasn't in Celtic's control. The
Celtic
advisory group
Celtic did say that for the standing allocation, you need a license, and they did say that was from Glasgow City Council. Now I know that in the name advisory, I'm just that's from what I've heard. You need a license for that.
I get that as well, but see what the response to that is to treat it like a European game. You lock the seats down. Okay, safety advisory group are telling us that the standing section is not safe anymore. Lock the seats down. It's not a standing section anymore. The exact same way that it was announced when it first came in, and the exact same way that it's been done for European games, because European games didn't allow standing either. That was the workaround. That there was no reason. That for me, Gavin, this is 100% Celtic have been driving this.
100%.
The reason and the timing for it to happen now will come out eventually, I'm sure, but there is a reason for it coming out now. Could it be just simply the fixtures have announced, there's a bit of a G up at this point in time? Maybe the board is just getting on the back of it, along with the season ticket renewals around the corner. Maybe it's just them trying to build up. Maybe in the week's time we get the fan media back into the press conferences, and it's just Celtic's way of making it look like, hey, things are rosy again.
We've made the call. We have decided. Nobody else is. This is not to do. It's not to do with the collective. You haven't pressured us or bullied us into anything. We've made the decision, and we have decided that this is what's happening. So we're in charge, and as you say, McGinty, season ticket renewals just round the door, round the corner. All of a sudden, I think the split, it's relatively kind to us. And now we've got the Green Brigade back in. And what was it? Paul McStay said, there's a buzz about the place.
Yeah.
Did I get an extra point for the Paul McStay quote?
Cool.
I'll let you get the moral victory on the quiz.
Of course. Look, guys, well, this is quite an exciting way to end the podcast, I guess, if we are going to do that. We've spoken about the split, we've spoken about the Dundee game. We spoke briefly about the rumours of the Green Brigade coming back at the very start, but now we've had the confirmation that they are back. And we've got 4 home games out of 6 league games to go, and things are going to be really... If things weren't already exciting, they certainly are now. I was speaking in the group chat earlier on, before we went live. This was like a couple of hours ago, that if the Green Brigade did get the nod that you can return back into the stadium, I was thinking of like entrance musics, like entrance music for like wrestlers getting back into the ring, or boxers getting back into the ring. And I was just thinking of like the Green Brigade doing the Conor McGregor walk down London Road. There will be a curtail down. There will be a curtail down London Road on Saturday. I guarantee there will be. I've not been told that, but I guarantee there will be.
Wait till you see the tifos that come out. There'll be tifos, and somebody, I think it might be Smell of God in the chat as well, being welcome, one of those two probably. There's going to be an anti-board tifo. I'm curious if they'll do it the first day back, or if they'll hold that off a little bit and see if they can make it to week 2 or week 3.
Hearts game.
Final game of the season as we win the league. Fucking fuck the board. Yeah.
Oh, that was another thing. So, do you think that the board of the security, the Celtic security, will censor whatever tifos will be displayed for this weekend's game?
Maybe.
I reckon
I can
there'll
answer
be no
that.
access.
I can answer that for Michael Ross. Sorry to interrupt you. It's got nothing to do with the board, the green wall. I can tell you that for a fact. It's got nothing to do with the board, the green wall. It won't happen because of some Celtic fans that won't sign off or leave in their seats. I can tell you.
There'll be plenty who will not want to do that.
Yeah.
Right, guys.
Sorry to interrupt you, Anthony.
No. Can I ask one question? Quick answers only before we wrap up.
Of course.
Gavin, as it stands now, at the end of this podcast, how are you feeling? Will we win the league this year? Your heart's saying one thing, your head's saying another, isn't it?
Well, You want a yes or no, don't you? And
it's short. Aye. We'll not hold you to it. Don't worry. I'll not hold you
look,
to you.
my heart sees a way for us to do this. My heart, my optimism sees that we've got 4 home games. The 2 most difficult home games on paper take care of themselves in terms of the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
By God, even more so now with the Green Brigade back. The difficult games away from home, Hibs away, Motherwell away. Hibs, will they not try as hard? Because they know that they want us to win to stop Hearts. Another thing, Motherwell, it looks like the wind has been taken out their sails.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me cause for optimism for the away games. My heart says yeah, McGinty. However, my head says not no, but my head says, look, we've been down this path many times already this season when we think we're on the up and then shit happens. We lose points at unexpected games. People get injured. People get injured twice in a season. As long as the Green Brigade don't get injured, you know what I mean? There's just so many things. Like, I'm trying to think of all the factors that have went against us this season.
And yet we're still in it.
Manufactured by fate. We're still there. We're still in. It's not even with a puncher's chance. We can see this game. We can see this boxing game out if we box clever.
Mm-hmm.
If we keep them on at the end of the jab, and we don't fuck up and we don't take risks. But that's a boxing analogy. It doesn't really work for football, and we concede every game right now. So that's the risk factor there. We're still a leaky sheep, a leaky ship. Conceding goals. There's just so much jeopardy in every single step that we take, McGinty. But it's the most exciting time as well. So look, my heart says yeah. I'll just end it on that. So good question,
James. In less words.
In a word, for sure. No, sorry. In a word, yes. In a word, utterly crap. Right. In a word, yes. I think we can win it. I think we can win it. Will we?
Yeah.
Well, I think if you I had to make an answer, obviously my heart's going to overrule everything, and I think we will win it.
I'm the same as you guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and go with a confident yes, but I'm the same as you.
No.
My heart says yes. The news that the Queen Brigade's back, with the news of the fixtures for post-split, I think surely we're the favourites. Even though we're third, I think we surely must be the favourites. I think so long as we get the next game under our belts with a positive performance, it doesn't need to be, knocking down the fucking the gate sort of thing, but a positive performance. I think, yeah, I think we can. I think we can win it.
What's the most mental thing that's happened to Celtic this season?
Nancy was like,
I'm going to say the statement for Dermot Desmond.
That's up there.
The statement for Ross Desmond after the AGM.
Oh, yeah.
Here's something you probably never thought you'd hear me say in that regards, Gavin. The fact that this club allowed John Kennedy to leave, it didn't fucking announce it.
Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah. There's so many.
I'm not a big John Kennedy fan. It blew my mind how we
he was part of the furniture, not even the furniture, because that doesn't give him credit. He was part of the positive culture
100%.
for Celtic in the last 15 odd years or whatever.
Superseded all managers. I get that he's chummy and pally with Brendan and stuff, and Brendan's given him a lot in his career of late, but he superseded all managers. He was, as you say, he was part of he was by no stretch comparatively on the same level, but he was the modern day version of Tom Burns. Sorry.
I don't disagree.
He was the guy who's always back there with the players. He was a guy who always kind of held things together in some way.
So there's been a plethora. That's a word. There's been a plethora, but Nancy to me was just like that's something we'll talk about in like 40 years' time. That'll be a quiz question.
Oh, 100%. From start to finish, from the rumours of him being the one we were chasing, the timing of the appointment, the performances, the formations, the style, everything to the whole shebang, everything about that entire saga was just mental.
I've said this before on here and in the group chat as well. See if we hadn't taken Nancy and we'd kept O'Neill from when we took him to the end of the season.
Yeah.
We'd be going for a treble now.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that it wouldn't be close just now, right? We would be going for a treble just now.
We'd be sitting here thinking, right, are we going to win it on the third to last game or the fourth last game?
100%. We'd be going for a treble this season. And that's just what Nancy has done.
Another factor for me, another kind of like unbelievable like thing that's happened for me this season when I'm looking back already. So obviously you've got Nancy, and as I said earlier on, you've got the torpedo statement for Dermot Desmond, like unprecedented. And Scott, not even in Celtic history, in Scottish football, I've never heard so much. I've never heard somebody behave that way. Maybe Romanov at Hearts when he was kind of like self-destructive for a period. But the other thing is that we knew that we'd fuck things up at the start of the summer with recruitment. We knew we'd fuck things up, and we're like, thank God we've got January to try and put things right. Whether it be with this daft manager, or maybe we'll sack the daft manager and bring in Martin O'Neill again. But thank God we've got this life draft of the January transfer window where we can put things right. We've got more money than exactly. We've got more money than fucking any Scottish club. Half the fucking who cares? But we had money to put this right, and the only person we were willing to spend money on was the one person that we're not willing to put on the park, Mvuka. It was like, if you're on acid, here's money, go buy players, see what happens. The January transfer window was, for me, the third most unbelievable moment of this fucking tragedy of a season so far, which might turn out to be good. The third most.
Sorry, on you go, Anthony.
I just think it's utter madness that every Celtic fan knew that Nancy was the wrong appointment before he was appointed. We all knew he was the wrong appointment the minute he played his first game. We all knew he was due to be sacked long before he was. And we all knew the right thing to do literally after his first, second, and third game, the St. Mirren, Hearts and Roma game. We all knew the most sensible thing was to bring Martin O'Neill back in. And the fans were correct throughout it all. And yet this club somehow still managed to go, nah, we have to do it our way.
The absolutely terrifying thing about both transfer windows is the two players we scouted the longest is Balakwisha and Mvuku, right? We scouted those two players for 18 months.
18 months.
And Mvuku plays like a competition winner with my football boots on the wrong feet. And Balakwisha is, I can't even say.
He's the anti-footballer. He's the anti-footballer.
It's like, and then you've got Adamu, who fair enough scored the goal that kept us in the Scottish Cup in the last minute. He did, but he's got the heart of a mouse. Chinchara couldn't score isn't he an actual goal scorer, but he's an alright football player if you keep him fit. So listen, I'm just to be where we are right now. That news tonight, I'm buoyed. It's buoyed me quite a bit. So I'm a yes.
Yeah. Well, if you were a Hun or a Jambo, you would be fearful about that news. It's to our advantage, it's to their
100%.
advantage, and that's that. We've got a league to
100%.
win. If we're all together, then maybe we can. Martin O'Neill will be very happy. He will be
100%.
he'll be having a glass of red tonight, for sure.
But he'll not be having it out of McGinty's wooden rope,
which is awesome.
Tankard.
Can I just say it's got my initial on it as well?
That's even better.
No, just saying.
That's even better.
I'll send you the link, guys.
Right,
Awesome.
okay, guys. Look, it's been emotional. It's been emotional. As Vinnie Jones said at the end of Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrel, my favourite Guy Ritchie movie. Look, that's cracking news. If anybody really cares about it, you've got Champions League tonight, quarterfinals. Real Madrid are getting beat at home to Bayern Munich. And if Bayern Munich do actually win the European Cup, then I'd imagine Harry Kane will be odds on for the Ballon d'Or favourite. Think about that. Sporting Lisbon, nothing each against Arsenal in Portugal. But back to Celtic.
Sure.
We started off optimistic, and we're even more optimistic. But we know what happens when we get too optimistic in our league campaign. But we can't help ourselves. We're football fans, and we'll find out. We'll reconvene next Tuesday after the St Mirren game, going into the split, and we'll see where we are. But the other stat was that the majority of times when Hearts play, when Rangers play, when Celtic play, one team is going to drop points.
And it's usually the team that plays last. Isn't it? And we play first.
Well, let's see what happens. Obviously, Woodsy doesn't want Harry Kane to do well for England.
Can I just say Sporting Lisbon as well? The quarterfinals were it just now in the Champions League? 0-0 with Arsenal. Could they beat them over the two legs? Yeah, probably not. But Sporting Lisbon do that. Ajax got to the semi-final not too long ago. That's where Celtic should be.
It's exactly where we should be. It's exactly where we should be.
I'm not saying we have to be quarterfinals and semi-finals every year, but we should be the wee surprise option. Oh, fuck, look, Celtic are doing quite well this year, like Sporting.
And see, the thing is, right, and I know you all want to get away, just so I'll be very brief. See, last year, after Bayern Munich, every Celtic fan I know was saying a couple of signings this in the summer, and we can kick on for this. We can kick on for this, and we can be that what Benfica and what Sporting Lisbon and what Ajax are. And did we kick on? No. We shot ourselves in the foot, not just in the foot, the knee, the groin, that we shot ourselves everywhere.
And on that bombshell.
Right, guys, to everybody in the comments, thank you so much for tuning in. Really, really, really appreciate it. We will certainly be back for next Tuesday. Well done with the competition. The fucking quiz. You guys did very well. Six apiece, I think it was. Beginning, I'm so happy for you. Nobody lost face.
Yeah.
And maybe we can think about one time organising a group night out for the Jungle Gyms.
We should.
As long as it's a Celtic pub, not the fucking
not the Solid Rock
Cafe or something like that. Anyway, again, to everybody, you liked Gullit and Albertini. Who was my favourite of the Milan 90s?
Maldini, Baresi.
Maldini. Milan had such a great team in the 90s.
Didn't they?
Baresi, fuck. Nobody really ever talks about their keeper, do they?
Costa Curta.
Costa Curta, of course. Yeah. Albertini was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
My favourite AC Milan player would be Seedorf, but I know that wasn't in that decade. But like the three Dutch people, like Rijkaard, Hullet, Van Basten, unbelievable. Anyway, we could talk about football. Rossi, of course. Savicevic, oh my God, Savicevic. See that whole the Balkans region in in the early 90s. Unbelievable the amount of players that they had. Stojkovic and all them, and Prozinecki. Jesus Christ, we could go on forever. Right, anyway, guys, love football. We love Celtic even more, and we are optimistic. Right, we will end the stream right now, and we will be back next Tuesday. Hail, hail, cheerio.
Hail, hail.